everyone, it's Ashley. I just thought I'd give you a quick look at the layouts that I made with the March Cocoa Daisy kits called Grey Street. So I'm going to start with this one. So this one, I called it Three Little Snow Bunnies. These are pictures from a year ago on a snowstorm day, and the girls were outside playing, and none of my pictures turned out really well, but it was like one of the only times last year we had any real snow, and one of the only times we all got to play in the snow together, so I really wanted to scrapbook them. So even though they're not perfect photos, I decided to use them anyways. I made this one so it felt like an inspiration board. I just cut out little pieces. This is like a little house. It's just on some cardboard to give it a bit of dimension. Little number 1 from a cut-off strip. Because actually when I was making this, I was debating about making it the title page for January for my album. Because I'm thinking about putting in title pages for each month, or even just season, like winter or spring. And then just put like a short little synopsis of some of the stuff we did, like Addie Blue turned 9, Ruby Sky learned how to walk, or like whatever, some sort of major key components that happened in our lives during that period. So I ended up just leaving it as a layout. I made a little 3-dimensional paper star that was just cut out of a flat piece of paper and scored and folded. You can find directions for them online. They're super easy. This is just a little heart, and I had a scrap of paper left over from another layout, and it needed something, and that was just perfect. This is a little kind of printed doily I cut out of a piece of pattern paper, and I used some tissue paper from the packaging that when Christine sends us our kits, there's usually a piece of tissue paper in there to add a little bit of padding. These are the October afternoon labels, and I just turned them over to the blank side, ran them through my sewing machine to make a little piece of garland, and stuck it on. There's all sorts of other little bits and pieces. A little sequin frame that the idea came from a similar thing that Anna did with the sequins. Were actually from last month's kit. So in her gallery last month, she made a little frame with the white sequins, and I love the way it looks, so I copied her idea this month. And this pom-pom spray kind of was just something I had left over from my Christmas decorations, and it was still out. So I thought it worked well on the page because it looked like little snowballs. And then the journaling is in here. I typed it up. Alright. Next, I'm going to go with this one. Oh, you know what? These were sticky letters and I didn't stick that one down yet. So this is Addie Blue and Ruby Sky off going on adventure in our front yard, and you can see there's like several inches of snow out there. It was like a lot of snow for us all to get in one day. So they kind of went trooping off across the front yard like they were going on some sort of massive adventure. It was kind of fun. This little piece was left over from a layout I did last month, and I liked it so much I had pinned it up on my inspiration board, and I just thought it worked really well with the colors in the layout. This little ruffle I sewed out of the tissue paper from the kit packaging. I just ran it through my sewing machine, cut it with a rotary cutter first down to size, and then ran it through with the tension adjusted really high, and I can show you how to do one of these later on. Little wonky triangle photo corners, one of my favorite things to do. And then these are the snowflake punches that I used the scrap for on that page. And there's another little scrap piece up there, and a little tab there, and one of the glitter bows that I made with the kit last month. Okay, so this is Paul and Ruby Sky on the same snowstorm day. And even though these pictures were taken in the snowstorm and I scrapped them at the same time that I did these, I didn't really want it to be like, oh, more people in the snow. So instead I decided to focus on the fact that he's holding her, which is like, Paul hardly ever puts our babies down. Like, if he's awake, he is carrying one of them around somewhere. It is seriously a miracle that any of them ever learned how to walk. Like, I've had people say to me, it doesn't seem like Paul if he doesn't have a baby in his arm. So I know she's not really a baby, but still, he still carries her around, and she's like 2.5 now. Yeah, so that's why it's called Anne, because I was just thinking it's like Paul and Ruby Scully. Paul, and they're always together. And the journaling reflects that. The Cocoa Daisy kit came with some printed acetates. They were white print on clear acetate. And so I cut one down and just cut it into big triangles for these like oversized photo corners here. And the cut files I made for Cocoa Daisy this month, one of them is a 12 by 12 of chevrons, and I cut it and I used it as a mask for the back, and then heat embossed some gold polka dots on it. And then this heart embellishment I made by gluing some of the white sequins from the kit last month onto a heart shape, and I put a little paper straw and some crepe paper and stuff there just for a little bit of extra interest. Okay, so I made this little pocket page to use up some of the rest of the photos I had from this snowstorm day, because I was just kind of running out of layouts, and I just thought this would be a sort of a fun way instead of just sticking them all on a page. So I made an envelope out of pattern paper from the kit, and I tied it up with the gray twill ribbon. And instead of like gluing it on the side so it would be a functional envelope, I left it open so it folds down to put the extra photos inside. So it just looks kind of like a layout all on its own when it's like that. And then there's this fun little surprise detail with a few extra photos. And this is the exclusive wood veneer from the kit this month, and it just fit perfectly in this empty space on the photo. So I added it in there. And I just tucked in all sorts of little bits and pieces behind the top photo, and this embellishment just in paper strips that I added a piece of the printed acetate on top. And cut some paper scraps for a little tag and a snowflake punchy, and a little tiny tab and a journaling card. And this was actually from last month's kit. So I love having pieces left over from my kits in previous months that I can use again in future months when I just need like a little something there. And then that was just absolutely perfect for this month. So those are my layouts for the March Cocoa Daisy kits called Grease Street. Alright, thanks so much for watching.